Well, good morning. Got the sprinklers running here, doing their thing, hitting my bird feeder stand. Gotta fix that at some point, but low on my priority list because it is pressure treated wood, so it'll take a while to rot. Doing a quick pan. Thought I'd come out here and take a look at what's happening in my vegetable garden. This is my first year actually planting in this. Last year I spent my whole summer and spring putting this together so I could do this year. And there's been a lot of learning scenarios. One of which is my lack of planning here for my green stock gardens that are leaning, and that one fell last night. I was trying to use some pots to hold them up, but ultimately I got some pavers and gonna level out the ground and do it right this time. But hey, they do pretty good. We got a snail here. Oh, Mr. Snail, why don't you hang out in the grapes? I have grapevines here, some with seeded concords. I don't eat those. The birds have those. I don't worry too much about the snails. It's pretty a prolific grapevine. Was established when we moved in. We got cucumbers growing here, and a mimosa tree that decided to start growing in that pot, if you can see that. I like those. Maybe I'll leave it in the pot and see how it does. A volunteer sunflower that either the squirrel or the birds did for me. And my tomatoes that have gone insane. I had not known that yellow pear tomatoes were indeterminate, and they have taken over, but they are delicious, so it's very worth it. I'm coming through here. Got some fun things going on. My pumpkins started growing from the bottom of my yard and have made their way up into the tomatoes and over my arbor here. And sneaking through here, this volunteer sunflower, which is I think about 20 feet tall, with a stalk that is just absolutely massive. Yeah, I just left it. The bees love it. It's kind of cool. Took a few photos of myself completely lost in it, like a Where's Waldo? Can't see me. More tomatoes this way. I did put peppers and basil in here, but I didn't plan well for the type of tomato that I grew, so they're a little insane. I have some melons growing that have also taken off down the hill, and pumpkins that are intertwined all over in here. Go back this way. I have messes everywhere. I get pretty tired and don't want to clean up after I'm done, so I usually do that before company comes, so my garden looks at least a little decent. But otherwise, there's always chaos afoot. Got these really cool flamingos at Home Goods a few years back. Pink started to fade off, and I kind of like that whole black against the green gardening. So I planted those black this year, and then I put them amongst the pampas grass that I put in a few years back. It's doing really well this year. It's kind of cool because they just look like naturalized birds, the shadows of birds. Another green stalk here. I put some nasturtium in here to keep squash bugs away. It's looking okay. I like that lily pad look. And some zucchinis that are growing and breaking and everything else. I got the supports a little late for the green stock supports, but I think next year, once I level these out a little bit better, my ground synced with all the watering and whatnot and rains this summer, that it'll be a lot more successful. And then coming through here, planted these beautiful amaranths in this circle raised bed here that I got off Amazon, and they did pretty good. They've gotten a little too big for floral arrangements. I cut a few of them back, but really enjoyed putting those in floral arrangements, and still will through the end of the summer. Pumpkins again started way down there, growing all the way up and through here. Got a little guy growing down there. My pathway here, I spray painted those stencils on, also got on Amazon. Got a few more to do still. Laying paths is really painful. So some of my stuff is uneven, but I'll fix it next year. I think I'm burnt on paths for the year. Zinnias, I started inside. I like to grow most everything from seed. It's part of the fun. We do that inside, and it takes over my kitchen. We don't eat much at our table, so it works out. More coneflower. I got some Lisianthus I started back in January that started blooming finally here in August. Some Agastache. Grew from seed, didn't expect it to be this big right here, so I might yank it out and grow another. Coming down this way, more Agastache. It's an Incemple. Van Gogh sunflower. Haven't seen a flower on it yet. Got quite big foliage. Kind of interesting. Orange cosmos. My dad loves those, so I grow those for him. More amaranth. Getting pretty tall. More project stuff. Going down this way, I have this little dead-end path in my yard. It's along the basement window. No irrigation. I don't want to put any in there. One of these Siberian elms. I think I've cut this thing down like 4 or 5 times. And it grows back with vigor every year, so I'm going to cut that out again. Don't really want that there, even though it's really providing nice shade. Going to consult my dad on that one and see what he says. He's a biology, botany major, loves plants, so looking forward to his advice. Knows a lot more about trees than me. Down here is my trimmings from some hacking away that I did to open up path work. Got a little sidetracked. This plan here is to do this little crookedy path and paint those pavers again with some stencils. I really like that look. And then even grow some succulents in there, even things you might consider weeds. I got some pretty interesting purslines with different floral colors than yellow. And I know those will probably grow in there. We get a little runoff from that roof water-wise, so I think that's what I'm going to do down along here. I also have like that fireplace return down there, so I can't really have anything that grows tall. Grew some mulleins here, some artichokes for their flowers, because I love thistles, but it's kind of irresponsible to have a bunch of thistles messing up your neighbor's yard. But artichokes, giant thistle heads, can't wait for that. The trimmings, I got a chipper coming, so I just kind of left those here, and I'm going to chip them up and see how that works with the plug-in. I don't want to learn small engine maintenance, and that's my husband, so we go for battery operated and or plug-in items. One of those hibiscus foliage, I thought that thing died. I'm surprised. This is kind of my experiment area for annuals. I got dahlias growing in there that still haven't bloomed, and it's August. Coming down this way, I decided to do these pots with vines. Put some trumpet vines and honeysuckle in there that promptly fizzled out. Is starting to recover. Some hyacinth bean and black-eyed Susan vines, trying to see how that will work out. I have some plans for right in here that I'll share in my next video. Coming back this way, this is called a dirt locker system. Bought this last year. I'll show some before pictures. And I had this horrible hill back here that was just weeds. There was no big irrigation down it, and I was so tired of mowing it, so I really always wanted a vegetable garden, a flower garden, and I didn't really want to pay to have somebody come in and do a terracing system. I did this all by myself. Not the most fit person, so it was hard work, but it was worth it. Just got a load of soil and filled it up, and it's been great. Ran the drip myself. Grew status this year for drying flowers. I'm also starting an Etsy shop for some of the things I do in the winter to keep myself sane when I can't garden. So those will be part of that, drying flowers, maybe some Christmas ornaments or something fun. Again, pumpkins down in here. There's a purple grape poppy, a little late to the game. Another pumpkin here. I got these really cute things. I bought them off Temu because I didn't want to pay the Amazon price for them, and I love them. They are so cute at night. It really looks like little flames going in the hot air balloons. And more of the dirt locker system. I did plant bulbs late. I went and bought a bunch of bulbs on clearance on like Holland Bulb and Tulip World, and I'm talking like $5, $11 for 130 gladiolas. And I put them in the ground in July, and look at them. I even have some flowering out the park strips in front. So I'm not scared to put bulbs in late. I don't care about the flowers this year. I was just surprised to even get any, but if they can get some some chlorophyll in and then go dormant and do their thing next year at that price, I'm fine with that. More amaranth in here. Foxgloves that have fizzled out. I keep kind of hitting these. So the little seeds, I don't know if you can tell they're flying, but I want them to spread all over the place. Foxgloves are beautiful. Zinnias from this point of view. These are straw flowers. You can hear that motorcycle. I am in a suburb neighborhood. Suburbia. I love these things because they like sound like straw even when they're fresh. I just come down here and cut these off again for some of my hopefully Etsy projects this winter. Just giving it a go, see what happens. Some more volunteers. I had some plants that did their thing and fell over, so I gotta get down here and clean this stuff up, but getting low on my priority, this lower garden bed. It's not as visible as the upper. Pumpkins. So I am not a wise pumpkin grower. I put a lot of plants in here and none of them were like making it or look like they were doing anything, so I put more in. So I have no idea how many kinds of pumpkins I have growing here, but they have definitely swallowed my entire garden, and I'm excited to chip them all up when they're dead, but also excited to see what I get out of here. I had like white pumpkins and green pumpkins and mini pumpkins, and I think this bush one is a mini pumpkin, but they're growing everywhere. There's pumpkins everywhere. It's great. I love it. It feels like a jungle. I mean, look at these leaves. Still got my carpal tunnel brace on. Trying to protect myself here from further injuries so I can, succeed at mouse clicking and typing for my income every day. Here's some more pumpkins. Now, I got this squash tunnel. I was so excited about this, and where I chose to grow my squash was not wise, so they didn't grow very fast, and it just looked kind of cluttered. So I put this down here, and then the grapes started growing up it, and so are these pumpkins, which is great. I love it. And I actually decided I wanted to keep it down here because it's kind of a cool view of the upper part of the garden. Makes you feel like you're lost somewhere. And I got this cool hammock chair to stick at the end of this, and I'm going to use some of my old pavers from the previous owners to kind of make a little place down here for that hammock to sit. But if you walk in here toward the fence and you turn around, I mean, where are you? In the middle of the jungle. If I have stuff growing up and over it. So yeah, it's gonna stay here. I'm gonna dig some little holes, and I'll probably put some actual wire across this to stabilize it even more. This netting works fine, but it might look a little more decorative if I do that too. Maybe put some LED lights on here. Can I sit here at night, which would be fun. But yeah, got a hammock chair on Amazon. I'll put that down here. I love hammocks. I have 2 already, and I could use a million more. Maybe one in my house. Here's a pumpkin growing. I don't know if it's going to be a blue one, a green one. Getting quite big. Decent size. Gourds. Now, I'm learning about gourds. Apparently they only flower around night and early morning. And they're kind of hard to grow, I guess. So we'll see if anything even comes from this. But I got a bunch of gourds for next year. Thought it might be fun to try to carve some, make some cool bowls, artisan bowls for people. Let's see if they want to buy those. Backside of the tomatoes here. There are raspberries and boysenberries in this raised bed that got swallowed up by the melons. So we'll see if those survive, and I might have to try again. Here is a gourd flower. It's actually really pretty. Starting to crumple up, but it's white. So I guess it's early enough this morning for them to still be open. Another volunteer sunflower, 20 feet in the sky. Maybe we'll try to walk up through here. Am I gonna make it? Maybe. Duck. Alright, let's go this way. So, these square, rectangular, bathtub looking raised planters, I like them. They work great. I had some irrigation issues. Didn't do as well as I thought. But I decided I didn't like them here. I'm actually going to put them down where you saw that pop-up table earlier, and grow some vine in them to go over the fence, which I think will be fun. I can run a drip off of the bottom flower bed to take care of that. And then I got some more of these round raised beds. I'm gonna do 4 of those across here. And then these pots, I'm gonna put blueberries in these pots. They have a self-watering reservoir at the bottom, so should get enough water between me and the little bit of drip I'll put in them. But I think it'll be fun to put those blueberries in there. I had planted them this way. And this one's doing miserably. That one is chlorotic, so I gotta do some CalMag on that, or some iron, chelated iron, to fix that one. And that one's a little happy, so that one might live there, but I got some more to put in those pots. Can't beat it. $10 at a $11 at a big box store. This way is my deck. Partial projects here. There's that stencil that I've been using to paint these pavers to make them a little more interesting than your standard cement paver from the big box store. I got those lanterns on Joann's clearance, like summer clearance, and painted them black. They were like a green color to go with my decor. Same with that pot. It's like a Walmart pot, painted black. Gotta love that matte black spray paint. Here we got hammock 1, gloves that I sat there, pot 2. Now I grew the coleus that you see everywhere from seed. Super easy to grow from seed. Super easy to water propagate on bases on the wall. I'll show you that in my office sometime. And the petunias I bought, and the honeysuckle I bought, which is nice to have this honeysuckle down here because the hummingbirds like to drink off of them in the morning, which is really nice. These obelisks, they were like a bronze color. I bought them on Amazon for like $30. Painted a matte black. Really easy to assemble, pretty sturdy. The more sturdiest ones I've ever purchased, I think, off Amazon. Got my chairs here, a Walmart Happy Place pillows. I love those things. They look great. The blue and black is kind of like a new theme that I did in the last couple of years, where we're gonna hang that leaf thing. This privacy wall, also bought off Amazon. My brother helped put that together. Husband mounted it to the deck for me. It's supposed to be a cement mount, but he had some hardware that worked for that. And again, more planters, lanterns. Here I have some citrus, those patio citrus trees. I set them here so that the sprinkler would take care of them for me. And they're doing pretty good. Got a little bit of scorch on this guy. Pathway hair weeds I need to pull up. Skyrocket juniper I just put in to kind of grow here and create a little privacy. I grew that miscanthus. It's like an 8-foot growing. I'll have to find the variety. Hoping that fills in nicely to create another little privacy bushel here. My little stuff that's getting watered for me until I'm ready to plant it. I have failed miserably at growing this black lace elderberry. So it's not gonna live there, and it looks like crap. I hope it has a little bit of new growth, but I think it's getting waterlogged, so we'll have to put a soil probe down there and see how deep that is. These were like some Walmart and like Ross solar flowers that I had over the years that were colorful, and they just stopped working, and I actually like them better, sort of colorful glass, as these black matte flowers when you kind of walk into the yard. It's my first year of trumpet vine, and it looks like it actually might flower. And it was supposed to be orange, but that looks like a pink flower, so we'll see what happens when that thing opens. This fig tree, I'm pretty impressed by this thing. I bought this bare root in like January at Home Depot because they had them out, and you can't resist because you got the planting fever. And I just put it in some dirt in my house next to my grow lights, and it started growing, and it just took off when I put it in the yard. So I'm like really excited to see how that does. The pomegranate, same scenario. I did not buy this at the same time, a little later. Need to stake this guy up, but doing pretty good. This fig, however, I put it in bare root and it's not doing anything. And here is a weed that I didn't pull out right. Oh, it's gonna grow back. These I got at Joann's. I wanted something sculptural in the garden. They were blue and like gold. Again, painted them matte black. They look great when they are all spinning in the wind. Knockout roses, I got them discount at Lowe's. Some mums I just bought. Hostas I got on discount that I need to plant. Smoke bush, excited to see how that does. That's a hydrangea. I think a limelight or a mini limelight. Peonies, again, discount, Lowe's, awesome. And then second hammock, and that has like a solar light in it, which is nice if you want to be out here at night. Some pampas grass I grew from seed. The idea, if it gets like that over there, is that it'll be a wall here. So this will be like a little secret place to come and hang out. Grapevines. And I got these really cool little bird silhouettes for my fence on Amazon, and they were like a rust color. I also painted those black to go kind of with the theme of the yard. And I like them because they look like little shadow birds, especially in the winter when the grapevines are kind of all dead. It's a little visual interest in here. And then the bird feeder station, which is currently empty. Pavers I put down. It's nice, I can mow right over them, so that helps. Coming this way, I had clematis in these, and they were doing well for a while, but I think I'm going to replant those and just trying to hide the AC unit there. Also having a little trouble with that yew in the back properly growing, so I'm get in there. And I got some bare root hostas, again on discount from one of those websites, like 85% off clearance summer stuff. Planted them at all the wrong time, and they're growing. So again, if they get enough food from the sun and then go dormant, and they'll come back really happily next year. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Gonna go and get ready for work. Guess I'll see you guys around.